Hi there again everyone, this is again Alan and welcome back to my watercolor channel. Today I'm gonna be finally presenting to you my proudest work as a watercolor artist and also my first ever book. This is no other than the Simbahan, an illustrated guide to 50 of the Philippines' must-visit Catholic churches. So on our cover, the first thing that you'll see is of course the title, which is Simbahan, an illustrated guide to 50 of the Philippines must-visit Catholic churches. This book is a literal selection of the 50 churches, and the selection was of course done by the writer, Mr. Regalado Trotause, who is an archivist at the University of Santo Tomas and a multi-awarded writer. The selected churches are based on cultural and aesthetic significance. Also on the cover, you'll see here a watercolor painting of a church facade. This is not an existing church here in the Philippines. I designed this facade specifically for this book, and my idea here was a fusion of the 50 churches. I picked up at least a single feature from each of the 50 churches and came up with this facade design. And if in the cover you have the facade design, at the back we also have the back of the church. You would also notice that the title, the outline of the building, and the trees are all embossed. The book is not hardbound and it is meant to be spread fully because some of the images are in 2 pages. And each copy comes with a bookmark, and here we are featuring also a painting of mine, and this is a holy water font. So for those who do not know, upon entering a church, visitors dip their fingers into the holy water font and make the sign of the cross, so that is also a tradition. And here we have allotted a space for our autograph for me, the illustrator, and for the writer. And this was first published in the Philippines in 2020 by RPD Publications, a division of the Crown Book Incorporated. So here are the information, the technical information of the book. We have here the ISBN number. It says here, a CIP catalog record for this book is available from the National Library of the Philippines, and this was printed in Singapore. So we have here the copyrights and everything. Here we have the dedication from the author, the illustrator, and from the publishers. On the next page, we have the table of contents. So the book is divided into 10 sections, and each section shows a regional area, so it's arranged geographically from north to south. On the next page, we have here a Philippine map. I also painted this, and I featured here 20 churches from the 50, and I've also shown here some significant regional symbols and emblems like the Vinta of Zamboanga, the Durian of Davao, the Mayon volcano of Bicol, and the surfing of Siargao, and many more. So for the introduction, let me read to you 2 paragraphs. So, visiting Simbahan, while temples and stupas may be the architectural icons of much of Asia, the church is arguably the Philippines' most distinctive building. Through 350 years of Hispanic rule, the indigenous names for places of worship were retained instead of the Spanish iglesia. The word for church in much of central and southern Philippines, Simbahan, accented on the final syllable, was chosen for this book's title, a conscious move away from the Manila way of naming things, which accents Simbahan on the middle syllable. The word itself developed from samba, which means to worship. This guide, Simbahan, introduces 50 sites chosen among the country's most culturally or aesthetically significant churches. Some were selected for their architectural significance, others for their well-preserved ornateness, still others for their picturesque settings. Simbahan points to areas otherwise not within the purview of the usual visitor, not just the far and the unheard of, but also the very near or where there is art not meant to be seen. So here is a continuation of the introduction. Each section contains our churches, and here we have a map in each section showing the geographical location of the churches. So now for the churches, the first thing that you will see is the full spread of the facade painting. And also we have here the church name or the parish name, the complete address of the church, the feast day of the patron or the church, and also the diocese or the body where the church belongs. And here we have the text containing the history and the information about the featured church. On the next page, we have here also a painting of a featured detail in that specific church and also the continuation of the church description. On the next page, we have here a painting of the retablo, which is the main focus of the church interior. So that is the format of the churches. However, 5 of the churches here have slightly different format, and instead of having the featured detail included on the continuation page of the description of the church, it is placed on a separate section where the painting is in a single page. So the first one is the Minor Basilica of Our Lady of Charity in Nagola, Union. So here we have the patron saint, Our Lady of Charity, in a solo page. And on the left, we have here the novena in English and in the local dialect. So since this is in Nagola, Union, we have here the novena in Ilocano. And the other one is the Minor Basilica of Our Lady of Rosary or the Manawag Church. So here we have the novena in Pangasinense. We also have the English version. Here's the full image. And also next, we have the Minor Basilica of the Black Nazarene. So here we have the novena in Tagalog, since this is in Manila. Next, we have the National Shrine of Our Lady of Perpetual Help. For this, we only have the novena in English. And lastly, we also have the Minor Basilica of the Holy Child or the Santo Niño Church in Cebu. And we also have here the novena in Cebuano. So here we have the front and back cover guide. We have on the next page the legend pointing the number code for each of those parts, for each of the selected detail. So for example, number 44 for the cross, that is the cross from the Victorious Church or the parish church of Saint Joseph the Worker. And also we have a glossary section for the jargons and for the terms that are not familiar to many. And of course we have the acknowledgement section and the information about the author and the illustrator. And for this book, I made 160 paintings, and these 2 paintings are the only 2 paintings that I did not do for this. These are digital paintings by Irvin Basilio. So that's the last page. So now that is my short introduction of our Simbahan book. I really recommend this to all of you because of course we put our heart and soul to this book, and the information that you'll find here are not all available on Google. This book is a good companion to those who are gonna be having their Visita Iglesia and also to everyone traveling in the Philippines. This book is available online at Shopee, at Lazada, and RPD website. We ship also internationally, so you guys could all get your copies. On May 2021, this will also be available at Amazon US, Dimax.com in Australia, and at BarnesandNoble.com. This is also available at Solidaridad, Artbooks.ph, and at Tesoros. If you are from the Philippines and you'd like a personalized dedication coming from me, you may also order this at my Shopee store. I'll be putting all the useful links at the description box. So I believe we're done. If you have any questions regarding our book, please don't hesitate to contact me or the publisher. So I believe that's all for today. I hope you support me by liking and sharing this video and also by getting a copy of the book. Again, thank you for watching and see you on the next video.